Reece had to sit around for another excruciating hour to get the clear for takeoff. While he waited, he called Vincent, who organized a search party to look for Trinity and find out what happened. Then the actual flight was nearly 3 hours long. It was 1 a.m. when Reece and Noah finally reached their rental car. They hopped into the fastest sports car Reece could find, and he put it to the test. He raced through the night, across the empty highway, and up the winding roads to the compound. When he arrived, he found Vincent waiting for them in the kitchen. Reece should have been tired, but sleep was the last thing from his mind. "Tell me you found something," Reece begged him. "I'm sorry, Alpha." Vincent hung his head in shame. "It seems like they had help from the warlocks. Their scents disappeared almost immediately." "Damn it," Reece growled. "What do they want with her?" "I don't know, sir, but we'll find her." "Where are the others?" Reece demanded. Trinity had more guards, and they weren't here right now. He needed to know that she hadn't been betrayed. "They're tracking them as best they can, sir. They refused to stop until they had something to report." "Good." Reece nodded. His little bunny knew how to incite loyalty. "Let me know when they get back." Reece hurried to his room to change out of his suit and into something he didn't mind getting dirty or destroying, in case he had to shift in a hurry. Again, he needed to focus. If he was going to find his little bunny, he needed to use the mark he had given her, but his tension was at its max. He would need to relax if he wanted to connect with her. Perhaps a hot shower will help. He set the water to nearly scalding and climbed in. Reece's wolf had been alternating between snarls and whines all night. More than once, Reece had to stop himself from turning after his wolf had already initiated it. When he wasn't snarling and growling for Trinity's return, he was whining and howling to the moon goddess to bring her back. Reece felt every ounce of his pain on top of his own. He needed to see his mate. He needed to hold her in his arms again. "If anyone hurts her, I'm going to rip them apart with my bare hands, tear them to shreds with my own teeth." When he couldn't stand the shower any longer, he shut the water off and stepped out. As he toweled himself dry, he felt a small, sharp pain in his neck. He remembered his little bunny playfully nipping at his neck, then biting harder. Reece wiped the fog from his bathroom mirror and examined the point on his neck where she had bitten him, in exactly the same spot where he'd left a mate mark on her. "I wonder if she did that on purpose," he asked himself jokingly, but he noticed that there was a dark spot on his neck. It can't still be bruised. It would have healed by now. But sure enough, as he inched closer to the mirror, he realized it wasn't a bruise he was seeing, but a mate mark. How is this possible? Men had never gotten mate marks before, but there it was. He could see the outline of a crest forming where her teeth had been. Perhaps this could be a link between them. If they each had a mark, that should make their connection twice as strong. Reece concentrated on the mark he left on Trinity, then put his hand on his own mark. He closed his eyes and visualized all the details of his little bunny's heart-shaped face, the soft curve of her jaw, the plump cupid's bow of her lips, her small, perfectly shaped nose, those big, curious, bright blue eyes of hers, the pale, moonlight glow of her skin. He imagined the feel of her, the way she smelled. He created an image so clear that he felt like he could reach out and touch her. He watched as she looked around her, the serene look on her face shifting to one of anger and pain. The dimly lit stone room around her came into focus. Reece couldn't see anyone else around her, but he could see his little bunny. The beautiful picture he created shifted to a reality that filled him with rage. She had a bruise across the left side of her face. Blood was running down from a split in her lip. Her eye was swollen, but there was no trace of fear in her eyes. "Trinity," Reece called out to her. He saw her head turn toward the sound of his voice, but he knew she couldn't see him. She made a sharp movement and their connection was broken. "I'll find you," Reece cried out. "Hang in there, little bunny."
Hey! This brings an end to free episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha. If you want to know happens next, join the Love Drama membership and get access to exclusive episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha. Click the link in the description to join the exclusive membership now.